Miami Dolphins now on a 5-game winning streak, 30-15 over the Houston Texans. The final score doesn't represent what the game truly was. It was a 30-0 halftime score, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Now, that's what you're expected to do against the Houston Texans. And I will have some stuff to complain about that I didn't like that the Miami Dolphins did later on in the game. But that's really nitpicking. You're on a 5-game winning streak. You've scored 30-plus points now, 4 games in a row. That would be nitpicking. And I will nitpick. But before I nitpick, there was just so much to love. You see Tua, 22 of 36, so his completion percentage wasn't exactly there. However, still high QBR, still high passer rating. Nearly 300 yards, just a yard short. Had the touchdown. Saw Durham Smythe get a touchdown. That's new. Jeff Wilson, the running game against the 32nd ranked rushing defense, you don't pick up 100 yards. Again, that's something I'll get to in the nitpicking. Waddle and Hill, they couldn't cover them all game long. Coming into the game, I was kind of expecting the pass game to struggle a little bit because the Texans coming into the game were 4th in the NFL against the pass, against receivers, 4th in the NFL. And Hill and Waddle were open the entire game. Waddle 5 catches for 85, Hill 6 catches for 85, the same exact output. And that was, I believe, entirely in the first half. I know Waddle saw the field a little bit, was only targeted once in the second half, was mostly out there just to run routes. Hill was on the field for maybe 2 plays after Tua came out. Once Tua came out of the game, put Skylar Thompson in, Hill was not seen at all. Again, just when he was just running around a little bit. They could not find an answer for it. River Craycraft is getting wide open. We've seen that with Trent Sherfield in recent weeks where teams focus so heavily on Waddle and Hill that Sherfield's gotten open. Yesterday, it was Craycraft, 4 catches, 55 yards. I don't even know if he had 4 catches coming into that game. I know he had 2 touchdowns earlier on in the season. Trent Sherfield, 2 catches, 33 yards. Gesicki. Donovan and I are going to make a video here on Miami Dolphins Syndicate talking about Mike Gesicki. He's a lot more supportive of Gesicki than I am. So look out for that video. But the offense was fantastic. And then the defense, too. 3 turnovers, 2 of them being in the first half. You have the interception, Andrew Van Ginkel, who I've also been critical of, who he takes it down to the 1-yard line, gets Jeff Wilson to get into the end zone. And then the scoop and score, Eric Rowe lowering the boom on whoever that was. X picking up and scooping and scoring for a touchdown. And then in the second half, McKinney getting that game-stealing interception. It was so incredibly fun to watch, except for the moments that I'm now going to nitpick. So again, the running game is something that I just want to bash my head into a wall. You cannot run the ball, averaging 2.5 yards a carry against the worst rushing defense in the league. Yes, you're without Raheem Mostert. I get that. And I personally think Jeff Wilson is the better running back of the two. But being without him and having to play Myles Gaskin, who hasn't seen really the field at all this season, of course that's going to affect how the rushing attack goes. Gaskin, 6 catches, 17 yards, caught a pass or 2, I think. 66 yards, though, against the dead last rushing defense is unacceptable. And that's something we've seen now with the offensive line. I think it's more on the line than it is on the backs themselves, because they've kept Tua clean. Now, he did take some hits at the end of the game. I think that's why they pulled him a little early, because he was taking a few too many hits for the liking of us in the stadium, certainly, but I imagine the coaching staff down on the sidelines. But the offensive line has been fantastic in pass blocking outside the third quarter yesterday. Rushing-wise, not so much. And then you lose Teron Armstead, pectoral injury. Reports saying he's going to miss some time, but shouldn't be a lot of time. I don't know what that means. That might mean like a few days of practice. That might mean a few weeks. I do not know. We will see. Then Austin Jackson picks up another injury. I believe it was a foot or ankle injury. We'll see what's up with that. And you don't want to go out with backup tackles going against Nick Bosa next week, going against that ferocious 49ers defense next week. Offensive line was one of the weakest points of the team already, and then you're going to have Greg Little back out there. And I don't even remember who was playing left tackle coming in for Teron Armstead, but he wasn't good. Gave up a sack. It kind of looked like last year where Tua snaps the ball, 1-1,000, 2-1,000, hit. So that's obviously a concern. Offensive line concern, rushing attack concern, and also just some of the play calling at the end of the game. We're coming towards the end of the game when you're trying to run out the clock. We had the ball, 11.5 minutes left, and Skylar Thompson in the ball game. Skylar Thompson, yeah, I mean, he's rusty. He hasn't played a lot since Tua's come back. He got in a little bit of cameo appearance against the Browns. It was 1 for 5, 6 yards. It did not look particularly clean. It looked sloppy. You should expect your rookie backup quarterback. I'm not expecting him to come out there and tear it up like some people might expect Skylar Thompson to tear it up. But kind of forgot where I was going with that. Oh yes, the fourth quarter play calling. 12 and a half minutes left to go. You have the ball, and on second down you throw it, incomplete pass. Third down, okay, I guess go ahead and throw it. You threw it on second down, might as well throw on third down too. But then with 9 minutes left to go, 2-score ball game, you throw it on first down, a bomb over the top of Jalen Waddle. One of 2 targets in the second half for Waddle. Why? The game is all but over. You're trying to eat the clock. You're not down 2 scores trying to find a burst, and that is not what you do. You don't go over the top with 9 minutes left to go, up 2 scores against the worst team in the league. Worst case scenario, that's picked off. You're trusting your rookie quarterback, who again did not look sharp. Trusting your rookie quarterback just to lay it over the top and get it to Waddle perfectly. It was incomplete pass, and we ended up winning the game. So again, all this is nitpicking. I'm so happy that this team is 8-3. Now we have a serious stretch of ball games. 49ers, obviously. 49ers next week. That's a real test as to what this team is, because this is a battle of the same philosophies. Obviously, McDaniel, Shanahan, these guys know each other very well. So you get to play the 49ers over on the West Coast, and then again, another West Coast game against the Chargers. Chargers any given week, I'm not sure what you're going to get from them, because they've looked on fire sometimes this year. They've sustained a lot of injuries, but they're a really good football team. And Justin Herbert's a very good quarterback. He kind of beat the choking allegations yesterday, beating the Cardinals. But that's a very good football team. And then another good football team in the Buffalo Bills going up to Buffalo. So you got 49ers, Chargers, Bills, and then Packers, who, I mean, maybe Aaron Rodgers played, maybe it's going to be Jordan Love, but they looked good yesterday against these top seed in the NFC in Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia's fallen off a smidge, but they're still the best team outside of the 49ers, probably in the NFC. So you got 49ers, Chargers, Bills, Packers in a 4-game stretch. This is very big for the rest of the season. Miami Dolphins 8-3, control their own destiny. So win the AFC East. Don't control their own destiny for the top spot in the AFC. Probably going to be the Chiefs. They look amazing. But 5-game winning streak, 4 games in a row, scoring 30+ points. All you can ask for. All you can ask for going into arguably the toughest matchup of the season.